some big moose on it. I just walked up on a big paddle, guy. Alrighty guys, well, I'm in here with my buddy Colby today. We're hitting an area we've been pretty excited to hit for a minute now. I know there's several bowls that have dropped in here, so we know there's paddles in here. It's just a needle in a haystack still. There's lots of snow, as you can tell. We've just been working through a lot of this brush that we know they're living in. It's just kind of this nasty stuff. You can tell they just eat the tops off of all of these, but I think there's pretty good odds we're gonna find some today. Colby's found a bunch of paddles, I've found a bunch of paddles, so we both kind of know what to look for, and I'm really hoping, especially he picks up a brown set, because I already picked up a brown set this year, so I'd be super pumped to watch him pick one up. We know there's one really big bull in here, so hopefully one of us runs into him at some point, but it's gonna be an awesome day, guys. I'm excited. Following some fresh tracks. It's from this morning, so probably not the worst set of tracks to follow. Sometimes following tracks just shows you a new area in general where they like to hang out, and you might find one in there anyways that shed earlier. So following tracks in the winter is definitely a huge tip. Well, we hit a bunch of good stuff. It's probably been an hour. Neither of us has turned anything up, but just so many tracks in here, and it's super thick. The snow's deep. Yeah, one of us is gonna turn something up, but it's gonna take a lot of work. It's crazy how much more difficult it is to get around when the snow's this deep, but we're gonna keep trekking. I'm just drenched head to toe. It's like rain snow mixture right now, so normally I'd be running the snowshoes, but we both kind of decided because it's raining, the snow isn't frozen, so you're sinking through anyways, so I don't think the snowshoes would have been more helpful. We'll see. We're making it around decently. I feel pretty good about what we just hit. We definitely, I'm sure, are stepping on some whites under the snow, but we gotta find a brown. I know they're in here, and I know there's some good bulls in here, so I hope somebody turns one up. Well guys, it's been probably 5 hours of grading just great stuff. We've been in a ton of tracks, and I finally decided to come glass into this other area. I glassed up a bull still packing. I'm so surprised. Big bull, he's still packing. And then I actually did just glass up a white shed. It's in a spot I don't really want to go to, but it's the only lead today so far, so we might as well go get it, and maybe we'll turn up another one in the process. And guys, well, it has been more of a struggle to find that antler that I glassed up than I thought. So I came over here and I just cannot figure out where that one is, but I've been just grading through here. There's some big moose sign in here, and I can tell it's from last year, so it doesn't look like there's bulls in here this year, but I just walked up on a big paddle, guys. This is a great paddle. It's not the one I glassed up, so maybe that one is the match. I thought that other one was a lot smaller, but this one's pretty good. But I'll show you guys what I saw. So I was just walking along here, and you can see where my foot landed right there. I stepped right here. Boom, look at that. Oh, let's go check this thing out. Oh, I'm excited about this one. It has been a long day, but okay, here it is. Heck yeah, dude. Heck yeah. That's a freaking stud. Dude, is this another year? This might be a bull I've already picked up the browns off of. So these will be his hard whites. I think this might be that bull. We're gonna have to match this one up, because this is Maybe this is last year's as well. I don't know, but that is a dandy paddle, guys. Oh, triple front up there, and then it's super dished out. I don't know if you guys can tell, but this is like a total dish right here, which is just like another bowl I picked up last year. So I think this is a different bowl, but he's got the same genetics. He's got that, but this is a huge base, huge base, thick paddle. Oh, that's a freaking brute. Okay, I wish I could do a pickup right here, but it's just in kind of a tangled mess right here, so there's no way to get the camera set up well. So we're just gonna pick this thing up, and then I'll show you guys a better view of it somewhere else. But holy crap. Oh, that's a heavy paddle. Oh, that is a heavy paddle. God, it's in great condition. This is what I'm talking about. It's like a total taco shape on that paddle. Like, look at how curved that paddle is. We gotta match this one up. That's a freaking toad. Holy crap, look at these points. Just a heavy sucker. Dang. Alrighty, well, my lens keeps fogging up. I know, I'm sorry, because it is just super wet today. I'm like soaked to the bone. But I just picked up this one like 10 yards down the hill. Freaking brute. I knew that other side probably wasn't far, and I took about 10 steps uphill. I don't know if this is it, but I'm guessing. Oh, this one. Oh, that's tough. We'll have to get it out of here. But this is another big paddle, guys. And I still have the one I glassed up that I couldn't find yet, so. Oh, this is a pocket, guys. What an epic find. Okay, I'm gonna grab this one too, and I'll just show you both of these when I can find a better spot. But here we go, guys. Oh, I don't know. Man, that one, that's in great shape. That base looks really similar to this one. And we got a right and a left. So I'm thinking we have a set. Oh my gosh, those bases, guys. Those bases are freaking huge. That's more than likely a match set, just being that they're laying this close, same age. These are gonna be a pain to get out of here, but I'm so glad I glassed up that one, because that just led me into all of these. Alrighty, well, I dug around a minute for the other side of either of these. I think this is a set. These bases are identical, and they're pretty unique. They're kind of rounded off, like he doesn't have much of a burr. Both of them are like that. They're the exact same size. Overall shape is kind of similar. This one does have that weird taco shape, so I'm gonna continue gridding around, because obviously I gotta find that one that I glassed up. I don't think it's as big as these, but who knows, maybe that's the other side of one of these. So we'll go down, and I just climbed up the hill to dump my pack up here, but we're gonna go back down and see what else we can turn up down there. Alrighty, I'm finally getting to the one I originally glassed up. Maybe we'll match this one up. Oh, dude, the other side is right next to it. Another side-by-side set. Look, there's the one I glassed up. There's the other one. Are you freaking kidding me, dude? No way. Dude, this is another great bowl, too. Dude, those are in good shape. Oh, dude. Look at this. Oh my gosh, that's a dandy bowl. Freaking crapped inside of his antler. Oh my gosh. 2 sets on one hillside, guys. Side by side. The other one's a bigger set. Like, you guys can tell, this base is not as big, but this is still a dandy bowl. Oh my gosh, I did not expect to see this right here. And I'm kind of surprised I couldn't glass it up, but maybe you guys will be able to tell in that video I took that top one. I don't know, maybe this was visible, but I didn't notice it, so holy crap, guys. I just cannot believe that. 2 side-by-side sets on one hillside in about a half hour, and they're both studs. This is a great bull. The other one's a lot heavier. It's kind of a goofy looking bull, but I love the look of this bull. He is super, super sweet. So we're gonna snag these, same thing. I really wanna get the nice camera set up in a good spot. I kind of dumped my pack up high because these are in the clear in the bottom. So I'm gonna snag these. We're gonna get that camera set up and I'll show you both of these sets, but let's grab this thing. That's so funny. It's just full of moose turds. Look at that. Dude, that's a dandy horn. That is a fantastic, gosh, that's a gorgeous bull in good shape too. Alrighty, there's that side. Here's this one, guys. Presumably the match, being that they're 5 feet apart. Man, that thing is buried. Look at that. Oh, dude. It's pretty rare that moose are perfectly symmetrical. I do like it when they're symmetrical, but unfortunately they aren't symmetrical very often. But that's another great bull. Yeah, usually you can tell by the overall shape. So I try and look, obviously bases on these. The bases on moose are always pretty unique. So these are pretty much the exact same size base. If you look at how this front curves forward, that's usually a tell. So this has a similar shape to how this front curls forward. The overall shape of the paddle, and by that I mean sometimes these fronts almost sit like vertical, will be different, but on these it's the exact same. So like if you eliminated this point right here and imagine this just being a double front, that would match up perfectly with that one. So it is funny how much different the rest of his paddle is, but just that alone typically tells you. You can also generally tell just by like the thickness of the paddle, which is identical with these. But obviously the biggest tell is the fact that they're laying 2 feet from each other. But look at that, identical bases, just similar shapes. See how these lay out the exact same, and then they go out that way the same. So that's typically what I do to tell if they're set. Obviously there's no way of knowing for sure, but it's pretty uncommon to find multiple bulls in one spot. So it's kind of weird that I found these 2 sets right here, but obviously you guys can tell the difference between these bases and that huge set that I found. That bigger set just has like rounded off bases. It's not all knobby like this. And then I guess the other thing I should mention is this length right here, just their main beam. That's typically a different length for different bulls. So that's the exact same on these. But overall, that's a great bull. One I'm really happy to take home. They're hard whites from last year, which is awesome. So I'm stoked, guys. I am just so grateful. Just goes to show you, glassing him up sometimes leads to a pretty good little honey hole. I did not want to come all the way down in here today. I almost didn't. But glassing up that smallest side, that smallest antler, just led me to 2 sets. So just never know. No browns on the day yet, but I could care less. These are both hard white. Finding any moose paddle that's not just falling apart is just awesome. But 2 sets in a day is just freaking unreal. So super pumped. I just feel super blessed. Holy crap. Those are so freaking heavy. Oh my gosh, guys. Well, it's been a long day. I am obviously super pumped, but my boots are completely just full of water. It was raining on us all morning this morning. We're in a bunch of just like ice and snow all day, so super cold. It's been a rough day. We both just put in a ton of miles and didn't turn up any browns. We're in a bunch of fresh sign. I just happened to come check out this area. I've looked at this hillside many times and just thought I don't want to go down there, and just haven't made it down here. But I ended up glassing up that one side, which was lucky because I think the snow only melted because it rained this morning. So snow melted out. I glassed up that one. On the way down, walked up on this one. So this is that first one, which I told you guys, this is a big antler. It's gotta be, I don't even know. I bet it's gonna be 10 pounds dry. Right now, I bet this thing's at least 12 pounds because it's got some water, obviously, just full of mud. But this one's super cool because it's dished out. So it's got kind of this like taco shape in it. It's probably kind of hard to see, but the more I've looked at these, they are for sure a set. Obviously, they look a lot different. It's one of those that you almost have to hold them in your hand to tell that it's the same bull. But he has giant bases, just big, smooth bases. And just the overall weight of these paddles is identical. So he's a goofy bull, I'm not gonna lie, but one of my biggest sets, to be honest. Looks a lot like another bull I picked up a few miles from here, but I haven't been able to locate that bull this year, and I don't think I've seen this bull this year. So kind of crazy, they just end up wintering in different areas every year. There's just not very many moose to begin with, so they just have a lot of country they can go in. But awesome freaking set, just heavy sucker. But that's a brute. Definitely interesting that he doesn't really have fronts on this right side, but man, yeah. You'll tell as soon as I pick up this other set how big these ones are. They're just kind of hard to explain. Just a heavy big bull. But this one is the one that led me to all of them. So I glassed up this one, you guys saw that. And I was kind of just racing down to grab it and get back to where I thought the browns would be. And I kind of got lucky because I walked up on one side of this set. So both of these sets were laying feet from each other. Look at this bull, another goofy bull. Same thing, you can tell just his overall shape matches, but his fronts match up pretty well. He's just got a goofy side, just like that other bull, but you guys saw, it's crazy that I found two side-by-side sets. Both of them were within 100 yards of each other. That just does not happen very often, especially with moose, because moose are just so few and far between. But killer day. I don't know how we're gonna get out of here. It's gonna be a heavy pack. It doesn't help that these are hard white and they're just like waterlogged from all this rain, but that's all right. I'm gonna enjoy it because I feel super blessed to be up here and to have come across these. 2 sets in a day is just unreal. I've been super blessed. Obviously I put in a lot of effort and work over the years for it to happen, but I've been blessed and had this happen a few times last year. But to start out the year with this is just freaking unreal. I'm just gonna do a little size comparison for you guys so you can tell how big that bull is. Just dense antlers. You can usually tell with moose, if they're not dense, a lot of times they'll bust a bunch of points. So anytime you get one that's not busted up like crazy, usually that means the antler's not super hollow. It's probably a somewhat mature bull, but awesome paddle in great condition. Let's get these things loaded on here. Alrighty, we got everything loaded on the pack. Those Titan straps again saved my freaking life. It's just so hard to pack paddles out. Even in, like, there's 4 paddles on there, which is sweet, but when you have like elk sheds, I feel like I can get like 10 or 12 on there. With moose sheds, without those Titan straps, anything more than 4 is pretty much max capacity, but these straps on this pack are super long, so it is nice. But it does help having these just solid so they're not shifting around, and that's where I like these Titan straps. They help a lot. But it's gonna be a nasty climb to get up and out of here. Obviously, I don't care. It's awesome to be up here, and I'm just super grateful to find these. Get them home and clean them up. They're just all covered in mud. I'm covered in mud. Everything's just soaked. These are like brand new boots, and even though they're new, it just rained, and walking through all this brush that's wet didn't matter today. I still got soaked, so everything on me is cold and just soaking wet, but we're still gonna enjoy it. That's sometimes what it takes to find these, and I'm okay with that. It's freaking fun. But look at that pack. I don't want to know how much this weighs. These antlers already are pretty heavy and dense antlers, but on top of that, if they're not fresh, then they get really waterlogged. Moose sheds specifically soak up a bunch of water, so those two big ones, I'm so interested to weigh them. I promise you they both weigh, I don't even know, I would bet at least 12, probably 13 pounds a piece. And then these ones obviously are a little lighter, but it's just hard because that weight gets so far away from your back that it feels a little heavier than it even is. Well, we made it to the top of this big hill, so we got a decent ways out, but nobody wants to see that. So I'll see you guys back in the shop, and I'll show you guys some of these sheds, give you guys a better view of them once I clean them up. But it has been a pack out. Man, that is not a light pack, but super fun finding 2 sets. What an awesome day. So as promised, we made it back to the shop. Just an awesome day on the mountain, but I wanted to show you guys these sets in some better lighting. So this was the set that I glassed up. Obviously you guys saw, I only saw the one side, but the other side was in that same picture. So pretty funny to realize that after the fact, but it was just the end of the day, and I was kind of in a rush to go grab these or grab this one and get back out of there, because I knew it was going to be kind of a poke to get in there and back out. But just a lopsided bull. You can tell these fronts line up super well, but definitely really grateful to pick these up, and even more grateful for this next set. It's pretty unreal. So before I show you guys this set, I just wanted to say thank you so much for all the likes, comments. Thank you for subscribing, and even just watching these videos. All that stuff has just meant a lot to me. It's been super fun to learn how to edit and put out these films and really share some of my favorite memories with other people. So with that being said, let's look at this last set. So as I got home and cleaned this up, I realized this base is kind of like curved and twisted. So I think he had some kind of injury on his pedicle, and I'm assuming that's what made this one grow really funky. But these antlers are just super dense, and I think this is probably the biggest set, or one of the oldest bulls that I've ever picked up. So huge bases. He's not very symmetrical, but like I said, I think he had some kind of injury on this side. Just thick paddles, and my scale is not good enough to weigh these, but I know they're at least probably 12 or 13 pounds, so super heavy antlers. But really grateful to have those in the collection. And like I said, if you guys are enjoying these videos, please subscribe. It's the #1 way you can probably support me: subscribing, sharing these videos with your buddies, liking and commenting. All that stuff helps. So appreciate it, and I look forward to sharing some more videos with you guys, but we'll catch you in the next one. Start out the year with this is just freaking unreal. I just cannot even believe that, but I just walked up on a big paddle, guys. Heck yeah, that's a freaking stud. Big paddle, guys. Look at that thing.